As college students across America return to campus at the start of this new year, what are they returning to? LGBTQ advocacy and anti-Christian bias may be the new norm. Well, here to explain is campus reform correspondent at Penn State University, Kale Ogunbor. Kale, first tell us what you found late last fall at Dartmouth College, an anti-Catholic drag show?
Yes. Of all places, Dartmouth College in New Hampshire, it was quite bizarre. There was a drag show attended by at least 100 students that featured a nun that was topless. What's so bizarre about this is nuns of all people, like, why would people offend that kind of person? Not only that, nuns are supposed to be women, and the fact that a man is dressed up as a nun is quite disrespectful to the Christian faith, especially to Catholics.
Yeah, the whole thing's quite disturbing. Even more disturbing was a pre-Christmas musical at Harvard University called Iscariot, which featured an Asian female portraying a gay Judas who's in love with Jesus. Now, one meme for cast auditions described it as Jesus having his, quote, gay awakening. Well, here's a short clip from the musical's trailer. This is executive producer Sophie Kim explaining one purpose of the Harvard student production.
What does it feel like when you're trying to figure out what it means to be queer, what it means to be Asian American?
My only vice is Jesus Christ.
Okay, Kale, tell us more. What do you think about this one?
This was really bizarre. Even though there was a lot of backlash from a lot of national news outlets when this play was first announced, the play still did end up happening from December 1st to December 4th. It was just really crazy that the administration put up with this anti-Christian bias. I really doubt that this would have been allowed, for example, in the religion of Islam, if there was a Muhammad play, or in, for example, Hinduism. But for some reason, Christianity is always on the table when it comes to crude jokes and ridicule, which is really disheartening to see on college campuses.
Yeah, and Harvard was originally a Christian university. It was founded as a Christian university by Christians, and now we have the first transgender, a biological male, that's been accepted into the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority at the University of Wyoming. So tell us about that one, and do you think we're seeing a trend on campus?
There's definitely a trend. By far, this is one of the craziest stories that I've heard in a while. I was brought up to believe that females belonged in sororities and men belonged in fraternities, but apparently that is no longer the case, especially in the 21st century. This university's chapter allowed for a biological man not only to join the sorority, but to house with the females, which is just a reflection of the trend that biological men are invading women's spaces. Places that women are supposed to feel safe with each other are now being invaded by people who are not women, very obviously. And this is not only on college campuses, this is definitely all across the nation, but it's the fact that this was allowed to happen. We shouldn't even be talking about this right now. Hopefully backlash from coverage like this will shine a light on it for the American people.
Well, and I guess someone who had a table, was it a student that had a table at the student union or something, was denied having this table now in the future because he actually referred to this transgender as a he rather than a she, something like that.
Right. So not only are our beliefs being infringed upon, our speech is being infringed upon. This is not even a matter of free speech. This is a matter of the truth. We're not even allowed to say what is right in front of our eyes for the sake of offending people, when that should not be our goal. Our goal should be the truth. And more importantly, keeping people safe, especially women in these spaces.
Okay, let's move from the west to the south now. I know last fall we told our viewers about how a Christian was denied a seat on a student government board after she quoted the Bible. But even students at Christian institutions may face resistance when attempting to put their faith in action. I guess last fall in North Carolina, the director of student activities at Campbell University initially told pro-life students that they could not travel to Raleigh to counsel women outside an abortion clinic there. Now, this is a Baptist college. What was the concern? Why did the college finally allow them to go?
This is a really bizarre situation from the beginning. Like you said, this is a Baptist college. Apparently, the administration, after facing backlash because this was a news story, decided to change their mind on letting the students attend this pro-life counseling. But this is not what's supposed to have happened in the first place. Same thing with the University of Houston student that was eventually allowed to serve on their student government. It just shows that when students have conservative opinions, pro-life opinions, or Christian opinions, we have to put forth an extra foot. We have to put forth more effort to get the same results, because we are not being treated equally on college campuses by our fellow students or even by faculty and administration.
Yeah, I mean, they will. It shows that they will back down, right? Or sometimes they'll back down if enough pressure is put on. Finally, I know you're a Nittany Lion. Any woke craziness on campus at Penn State?
I will say, compared to a lot of the other schools, it's quite mild. I am blessed that there's, I guess, a higher Catholic population, so it's not as common, religious intolerance. But at the same time, there's a general consensus among Christians on campus that we can't espouse our views on, for example, traditional marriage or gender and sexuality, just because we know that there will be backlash and we will not be backed up by the administration.
Yeah, I saw one story where a professor there actually urged his students to view gay porn if they're heterosexual, because we all got to get in touch with our feelings, I guess. Kale Ogunbor, campus Reform Correspondent, thank you for that update, Kale. We appreciate it.
Thank you.